Welcome guys to another tutorial on statistics. My name is Samuel Ander and I'm doing this tutorial from my math book. In this tutorial I'm going to take a look at Chebyshev theorem, but before I do that, let's take a look at this image here. When we first discussed the empirical rule, we said that it has to deal with normal distribution. But what if we don't have a normal distribution and want to be able to estimate where the value is going to be located within one standard deviation away from the mean or two standard deviations away from the mean? We cannot do that with the empirical rule. We have to do that with the Chebyshev theorem. Now, the Chebyshev theorem was founded by a Russian statistician. His name was Pafnuty Chebyshev. He lived from 1821 to 1894. And his theorem is like, what he's saying is, if there is a data that is lying within a k standard deviations away from the mean, then that data is going to fall within 1 minus 1 over k squared percentage of that distribution. So let's go ahead and write everything down here, and it will make sense after we write it down. It says that the portion of data, right, so you're gonna have 1 minus, you have 1 over k. Now that k has to be squared, so you do this. So this is the formula for finding for finding with a percentage that a particular value is going to fall within a certain number of deviations from the mean. Now let's do this. Now what you have to understand is the k has to be greater than 0. The k has to be positive. Well, let me see. It has to be greater than 1. It has to be greater than 1. And then let's do one more thing here also. Now, so let's start by giving the point that we need. The first point will be, so if you have a data, right, that lies 2 standard deviations away from the mean, it means that you can find about, I think, 75% of that data line there. Alright, let me prove this point before we go to the next point. Let's prove this point. Now, using the formula that I gave above, if you want to know how we get a 75%, the formula says that it's 1 minus 1 divided by k squared. So what is k here? K is 2 here, so it's 2 squared. So it's 2 and then you square it. Alright, so, and then when you go down, you realize that you're gonna have 1 minus 1 divided by 4, and that gives you 3 divided by 4. Now when you convert that into percentage, you're gonna have 75%. So that's how we got the 75%. Means that this is that you can find about 75. So this is the first point. Now let's go to the second point. Okay, which is if you have a data that lies within 3, here you have standard deviations, away from the mean. Come on, then it means that you can it means that you could find about now here you're gonna find 88.9% of the data lying there. How did you do this? Let's prove this point also. Proof. The proof is you're gonna have 1 minus 1 divided by 3, and you have to square that part, and then you're gonna have 1 minus 1 divided by 9, and that gives you 8 divided by 9. And then on the percentages, it's going to give you 88.9%. So this is all to Chebychev's theorem, and whenever they give you a question, you could be able to estimate. You take the value and see whether the value lies 2 standard deviations away from the mean, or it lies 3 standard deviations away from the mean. Now that value in Chebychev theorem, we don't have 1 standard deviations away from the mean. That's why we say that let that k value be greater than 1. So that's how to estimate you can estimate where you can find the data using the Chebychev theorem. In the next tutorial, we're going to take a different look at statistics.